Okay, so for today's lesson, I'd like you to be doing a revision recap. So I'd like you to be looking at addition and really practicing making sure that we're exchanging correctly and finding the accurate answers. So I've put some worksheets on Seesaw for you to have a go at. Obviously I appreciate some of you will work at these at your own place and some will complete these quicker than others. If this is the case, you can then make up your own questions, 3 digits, some of you could challenge yourselves to 4 digits, 5 digits, 6 digits, because remember when we add numbers it does use the same method that we use for smaller numbers when we add as well. So if you could have a go at doing that, if you'd like to send some images in to me on Seesaw as well, I'd love to see the work that you're completing at home. So obviously these are the questions that you're going to have a go at answering. So there's questions 1 to 3 on this page. There's then questions 4 to 8 on this page, and then I will go through the answers once you've had a go at completing these. Okay, so I'm going to go through the answers on the following pages. For number 1, there are some base 10 that you could have used. However, I would have stuck to using the numbers because these are an easy way of doing it because we know how to do that. So I'm just going to quickly run through how to do it just to make sure that you've all worked it out correctly. So you always start on your ones and we do 5 add 7, which is 12. Now, obviously we can't put 12 in the equals bracket because you can only have 1 digit in each column. So we'd have to exchange the 10 ones for 1 10. So we take the 10 ones away and we put a 10 under the tens column. Then we would look in my tens column and I would do 3 add 5, which is 8, add your extra 1 is 9. So obviously don't forget to add your extra 10 or your extra 100 or whatever it is that you're adding extra at the bottom. Please don't forget to add him. Now there's actually an error on this one, because obviously we haven't needed to exchange, so it should actually be 2 add 1 equals 3, so the answer should actually be 392, not 492. Obviously then the second one looks correct then, again the same working out. Okay, then for question 2, it says how do you know. Oh, you had to first of all work out which one of these had an exchange. What I would have suggested doing first of all was actually going and working them all out, and then you would have realised that the second one is going to exchange because 7 add 8 is going to go over 10, so you'd have to then exchange. And then how do you know if an addition needs to exchange 10 ones for 1 10? And it says the ones column has a total greater than 9, because remember you can only put 1 digit in each column. Okay, for number 3, Danny uses counters to represent addition. What addition would she be trying to work out? What I would have suggested to do was actually write the number of counters in each. So I would have put that in the top row there are 6 ones, 3 tens and 3 hundreds, so that answer would be 336. In the bottom I would have said that there were 6 ones, 7 tens and 2 hundreds, so that number would be 276. Then it says now work out the addition, so I would have liked to have seen you use some number methods, your column method, to actually show me the working out, or you could have used the place value counters to add an extra 10 when you needed to exchange, or an extra 100. How many exchanges did you have to do? So you would have to have a look to see how many times you had to exchange, which would have given you the answer. So for number 4, again, some of these are nice and easy because they're not exchanging. However, if they are exchanging, don't forget to write your answer, your 10 underneath. For number 5, tick the additions with an answer that ends in a 0. So again, you would need to have a look in your ones column to see, for example, number 1, if you just looked in your ones column, I know 7 add 3 would be 10, so I know that that number there would end in a 0. And you can do that for the rest of them as well. So there you'd be looking for your number bonds to 10, so 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, 5 and 5, and vice versa. Complete the sentences. The answer to 175 add 212 ends in a 7. So you would need to think, right, well if I look at my ones column, if I add the numbers in my ones column together, so it would be 5 and 2, I would know that would equal 7, so I know my answer would equal end in a 7. So if you have a look at those for the following to see if you've got those right. If you have, brilliant, well done. Okay, so find the missing digits. Now some of these are easier than others. Remember to always start in your ones column. So for the first one, 2 add something equals 7. So I would start from 2 and count up until you got to 7. So 2 in your head, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got the answer 5. Now for the next one, it was something add 5 is 3. However, but it would not be working out at 3 because something add 5 would make a bigger number. So it wouldn't be 3. You would have to think, oh, okay, what number would end in a 3? Well, it would be 13. So straight away you could put your exchange 1 underneath the hundreds column and the 100 that you've exchanged, and then you know that you're trying to get to number the 13. So again, you could start with 5 in your head, 5 and count up to 13, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Your answer would be 8. For D, this is quite a challenging one because obviously there's a lot of zeros, so you'll need to think about your number ones to 10. So again, look in your ones column, 3 add something is 0. Well, it's not going to be 0 because there's nothing you can add to 3 to make 0. So think about what other number it could be. Okay, well, if we're adding, it could be 10. So if you write the number 10 so that you've exchanged your 10 ones for 110, so you've put your little 1 under the tens column. Now you're trying to work out the missing number. So it's 3 add something is 10. So start with 3, count up to 10, and you'll find the answer is 7. When you look in your tens column, you've got 7, and again you're trying to add something to 7 to make 0. However, of course, it's not going to equal 0 because we need a bigger number. So again, we'll need to turn it so that the numbers are 10. So we're trying to work out what 7 adds something is 10. However, we must not forget that in our tens column, we have also got an exchanged 1. So before you count up to 10, you need to remember to do 7, add the extra 1, which is 8, and then count up to 10, which would give you the answer of 2. You'd work this out that's similar as well for the hundreds column, just like we've just done. Okay, for number 7, Dexter bakes 148 biscuits on Monday. On Tuesday, he bakes 273 more biscuits than he did on Monday. How many biscuits does Dexter bake on Tuesday? So it says he had 148 biscuits on Monday and he baked 273 more on Tuesday. So in order to work this out, you would need to add 273 and 148 to find your answer of the number of biscuits on Tuesday. Again, it will be good to see your working out for this one. If you haven't done your working out and you've got the answer wrong, this just means that next time you need to make sure you do your working out to check your answers. Then it says, how many biscuits does he bake in total? Now, on Monday and Tuesday. Now, if we're looking for the total, we know that it's going to be a bigger number, so we're going to need to add together. So again, we are going to need to add together the total baked on Monday and Tuesday. But remember, we've just worked out he baked 421 on Tuesday. He didn't bake 273 on Tuesday. He baked 273 more than what he did on Monday. So you'd need to add 421 because that was your number of biscuits on Tuesday, and 148 because that was the number of biscuits on Monday, and if you added those biscuits together you would find the total amount, the old number altogether. Then it says write 2 addition calculations that have 1 exchange, 2 exchange. Now these can be any, you can come up with as many different solutions as you can to show when there's been 1 exchange. So if the ones have had to exchange to the tens, or if the tens have had to exchange into hundreds, obviously you can have a go at showing me some of your own examples. Okay, and obviously if you've had time to do all this and you want to spend some more time, you can challenge yourself with adding some numbers together, making up the numbers of your choice, and you could even add 4 digits, 5 digits as I've said, to really challenge yourself. Fantastic work anyway, well done guys.